I've been a remote Spanish interpreter most of my career, and one of the biggest obstacles, and one which I've learned to overcome, is the emotional labor that comes with interpreting. I think that during the course of a day, a professional interpreter, remote interpreter, can encounter a number of medical emergencies, people with financial issues, legal matters, just so many things like that in every call. And so I feel that this diversity, while it's a great education for the interpreter, I do feel that there are some calls where you just have to use a lot of emotional labor to overcome some of the situations. Specifically for me, I really struggled with the calls that I received at the beginning of my career, which was right around the time of the Great Recession. It was a time when I hadn't developed a lot of the skills to protect myself from a lot of that emotion that happens in a call. And so I found it particularly challenging to help LEPs during that time because there were a lot of calls from banks where folks were losing their homes and they were calling to um, modify their mortgages, and they were dealing with short sales and foreclosures. And to me, knowing just from my personal experience with my family and seeing how hard my immigrant parents worked to get a home and purchase a home for to build generational wealth and to reach the American dream, it just really touched me to hear that so many similar people with similar experiences were in danger of losing everything. And so those were really challenging calls emotionally for me. And, you know, fast forward to almost a decade later, and we have another emotional situation with the COVID pandemic. I feel I had better tools then to um, to hear some of the experiences that LEPs were going through with not only this global pandemic, but just having a language barrier as they navigated the medical system. Uh, but yes, emotional labor is just such a big one for me. I think that as interpreters, we're all very much exposed to that in a lot of calls. Yeah, with more and more exposure to situations like that, I learned that I couldn't take things personally, and I learned to really um, be there for the purpose that I was there for, which was to just give them my language services so that they could communicate and make the best out of a situation that was not um, so good to begin with. So I started to see some of the good in that, even though as the interpreter, I'm not able to help anyone directly other than with my language skills. And the more that I serviced calls, the more that I saw that. Um, I also learned to just take breaks after a particularly challenging call, and just keep myself healthy, and that helped a lot when facing some of these more emotional situations. Um, Breathing and just really focusing on what you're there for. Almost disassociating yourself from the call, like in a very personal way, like not seeing yourself as like being directly um, related to the outcome of the call, but just really just being there for that moment in time when you're going to help with your language. And that has helped me a lot.